Welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel. Match reaction, Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1.
And I'm back.
You are back.
I'm back. It's been a long time, Kieran, but I'm back. I might get a bit nervous. I might mess my words up, but I'll have a good go.
No. You make sure you stay tuned. Get your comments in. It's great to have Webby back. Going on to the game. From a comfortable, commanding lead at 2-0. Game, well, we had the game under control, but a battling performance in that last 20 minutes, Webby.
You know, I look at that, Kieran, at 1-0. We just stopped playing and invited them into the game. And I said on my Twitter this week that watch Palace come out, you know, they done it in the game a few weeks ago at Selhurst Park. Yeah. You know, they turned it to Barcelona-esque, you know. But it's a battling and massive 3 points, that, Kieran, because in years gone by, we would have lost that 3-2. Yeah. Or the best we could have hoped for was 2-2. Yeah. Disappointing in Casemiro. He helped his teammates, but I've seen some of the pictures of Ayew with his hands around Fred's throat, and it's not a lot of difference, but I thought the referee was poor. I thought some of our play in the last third was poor, you know, the passing, the movement. You know, Rashford makes it 2-0. You think, good night, God bless, you know, put your slippers on. Yeah. But obviously it never happened, you know. And I don't like this showboating, you know. I remember Nana getting booted up in the air when we played Arsenal in the FA Cup. I think it's disrespectful. We played. Yeah, I think you just booted him, you know. Yeah. You know, something you might see on Wivenshaw Park on Sunday. Yeah. You get someone doing that. But a massive, massive 3 points that today.
Yeah, we were talking about the passing up front. Do you think that changed a bit, though, when Marcus Rashford went up top as the main centre-forward? The passing seemed to get a little bit crisper, but then obviously the Casemiro sending off shortly after did change the game.
I think he went a bit crisper because Garnacho come on.
Yeah, good shot.
And our pace and our speed and our ball rotation become quicker, you know, and it's no disrespect to Weghorst. You know what you get with him. He's not going to score you 25 goals and outstrip men. He's an horse, you know, battle. You know, disappointing that Martial's injured again. You know, I love Martial, but he only come on for 20 minutes tonight and he's injured again. I don't know what the injury is. You might know. No. But at this point, we need him out now. I look at the Leeds game now. Leeds will turn up here Wednesday because it's Man United versus Leeds. We've got no McTominay, we've got no Eriksen, we've got no Casemiro. So we're relying now on Fred and the new boy.
Yes, a bit so.
So we're relying on him, you know, and he's got to be up for it because he's going to play the next 2 games. Yeah. And then the next 3 games, depending on whether Scott comes back. Yeah. And it's so injuries and suspensions we don't really want, you know, because when we're all fit, there's a lot of players not even going to make the stands. Yeah. Mine get on the subs bench, you know, but these boys have got to step to the mark now because you know what Leeds are going to do. They're going to be right in our face.
Yeah, no, totally agree. Looking at, well, they all battled today, especially in that last 20 minutes. It was great to see, Webby. But, you know, looking
put about 10 years on.
Yeah, most of them it did, yeah. But looking at Varane and Martinez in particular, you know, the way they defended today, last-ditch tackles, throwing the bodies on the line. And do you think they are the best partnership defensively in the Premier League, them two?
Big call, that kid. And I couldn't, in the moment, argue against it, you know. I look at the 2 kids at Arsenal, you know, they're top of the league, but I don't know. It's a great point, that kid. They probably are, but we're going to say that because we're United fans, you know. Yeah. Maybe I'd say he was the best if he was top of the league, but you don't have to be the best to be at the top. Do you get me? Yeah. I just think they work well together. Yeah. Left foot, right foot, they understand each other's game, you know, because no disrespect, but we had the Chuckle brothers for a few years, and it was a mistake here. Always a mistake was going to happen, but they're the first 2, aren't they? Yeah. Partnership. But I'm just a bit concerned now about, because God forbid we lose another one in that middle at Park. We have to play the kids. Yeah. Disappointing that Sancho never come, but I understand the manager's choice because of what happened with the sending off. Just disappointing. I thought Casemiro was okay today, but not his usual self, and that goes to a lot of the players on the pitch. I just thought maybe he was a bit tired. 2 games a week, he could take its toll. You know, Dave, 1 game a week, Palace, which happens to them every year. Yeah. You know, get knocked out of the cups early doors, but Kieran, that was a massive, massive 3 points.
No, big 3 points. Could be like a bit of a turning point to spur us on going into the Leeds games and the Leicester game without Casemiro as well, the way they battled. But I've not obviously seen you for a while, Webby, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on Wan-Bissaka, his performances recently, especially over the last few weeks. Do you think Dalot deserves, well, do you think he'll come back into that first team when he is fully fit, Dalot, and take Wan-Bissaka's place?
No. You know, I look at Wan-Bissaka now, and it's like a new signing. Yeah. We've forgotten about him. He couldn't even get on the team coach. He carried the oranges a few months ago. Absolutely superb. Yeah. You know, if there's one criticism got him, I think it's his final ball, his crossing. But we all know what he's like, and he's coming like inside, isn't he? Like you're seeing at other teams now, that fullback's becoming inside and joining the midfield. Can't fault him, you know. I think he's been great since he's come back in. And long may it continue. I'm a fan of Delo, but he cannot come back into the team at the moment. Maybe to give Aaron a rest, but then Aaron comes back in the next game, because for me, Aaron is number one right back at the moment at the club, and no one can argue against it.
No, just going back onto Sancho as well. Where do you see Sancho's place in this team, Webber? Do you see him out on the left, maybe in the middle where Bruno plays, or out on the right? Because at the moment, you know, we've got Garnacho. Do you put Garnacho in front of Sancho on that left-hand side?
See, I've totally forgot something there, Kane, and it's my fault. Bruno could easily come in the centre midfield, and Sancho can play in that 10 all day long, you know what I mean? Is he best on the left? Is he best on the right? On the right in my eyes, but obviously he seems to go for Antony. Obviously, Jaden's had his problems, which are well documented, but now he's back in the fold. I thought he looked well the other night when he come on against Forest, doing it simple. You know, you don't have to beat him, man, and do a flick. If you got the ball in, and me and you are the same team, and I pass to you and you pass back to me, they can't score. He does it all simple. You know, we all know he's a great player. Me and your dad stood outside there for 18 months, trying to sign him ourselves. You know what I mean? People like, bring the Sancho T-shirts, people were saying. But no, because then you're right as well. Bruno can go into that centre of the midfield with Fred, and Sancho can go into the 10. So it's not all doom and gloom.
No.
But I'm just disappointed with the referee, is that if VAR's looked at the one, then obviously he's got to say, well, hang on a minute, I'll look at their one. He's had his hand round his throat. But there you go. We've won the game, 3 points, so happy days.
How do you think Eric Ten Hag will feel after that game today? Obviously,
relieved.
Do you think his thoughts will be as well towards Antony, the way he reacted, though, to Schlupp as well? Do you think he'll have something to say on that? Do you think he'd be happy about that, the way he reacted?
I like that. I think it means he care. You know, we've had it here where something like that could happen, and one teammate wouldn't have backed another, but I could see that today. They all wanted it, and it's something we've not had for the year. You go back to the Arsenal game under Fergie, when it was all fighting and all that.
Yeah.
So, no, I like it, mate. I know it's gone over the top, but that's showboating. I don't want to see that at all. You know what I mean? Because it does wind other players up, and that slope snapped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's started flicking all that, and he's been at it all game. It was like the other night, Garnacho and that Nico Williams, that was ready to explode at any minute. And our manager's gone, bang, brings him off, which was the right decision. So, no, I'm happy to see that spirit within the team, which we've lacked for years. But sometimes it goes over the top when you get people clowning about, mate.
No, some great points there today, Webby. Good to finally have you back.
I'll be back
to your match reaction.
Yeah, I'll be back Wednesday.
Yeah, back Wednesday.
If we don't win the lottery.
I'll be coming with you, mate, if you win that lottery, hopefully. But yeah, listen, smash a like on today's video. Subscribe if you like our content, and press that notification bell as well. We will be back either on Sunday or Monday, and we'll be back on Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. Anything to add, though, before we go?
Yeah, obviously we've not spoke. Delighted winning a cup final. It's been a long time since we've been down Wembley Way. Back in the torch, so happy days. It's like we took it for granted under Fergie. We used to be at Wembley 3 or 4 times a year, Charity Shields, FA Cups, looking for the great day out. It's going to be a great match against a great team, Newcastle. You know, me and your dad's had the pop at Newcastle over the years, but you got to give it Eddie Howe. You got to give it the players he's bought. He could have gone out and bought a load of mercenaries with the money he got. He's bought the right players. They're winning now against West Ham London. So it's going to be nip and tuck, and I'm really looking forward to a great game. You watch it be 0-0.
Listen, great thoughts today there, Webby. Thanks for joining us. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice one, Webby. Good chat, that, mate. Nice one.